Okay, welcome back to the channel. Welcome back. Derek Chisora has come out in recent times and weighed in on the Tyson Fury versus Alexander Usyk rematch. And he actually believes that Alexander Usyk will stop Tyson Fury. Now, Derek Chisora's never been one to hold back. If he's got something to say, he says it as he needs to say it. Plenty of times we've heard Derek Chisora come out and speak his mind. One memorably was after Anthony Joshua's fight. I believe it was the second fight. I think it was the second fight with Usyk. When Anthony Joshua lost the second fight, Derek Chisora was seething. And he says, these guys, man, I think I might even have the clip somewhere on my iPad. Because these guys are PUSSYs, man. They don't take it to Usyk, man. They don't go to the body. What's wrong with them? He was basically referring to Daniel Dubois and Anthony Joshua when they both had their opportunity against Alexander Usyk. But anyway, look, this is what I'm here to talk about right now. What's next for Derek Chisora? I've heard a lot of talk, a lot of opponents that are being lined up for Derek Chisora or being, being talked about. And one that's coming to mind at the moment, a lot of people talking about, is Dillian Whyte. Now, personally, I'll tell you the truth, I don't want to see that fight. I don't want to see a trilogy between Dillian Whyte and Derek Chisora, personally. If it's I don't mind seeing them fight, but if it's his last fight, I don't want to see that fight. All right, there's plenty more other opportunities out there for Derek Chisora to take on other than Dillian Whyte. And not only that, Derek was talking to, I think, Simon Jordan, and he was saying the big problem is Dillian Whyte doesn't have a UK license. I believe he has an American license. That's why he fought in Ireland in his last fight. But then, I think somebody cleverly brought up, well, Tyson Fury doesn't have a UK license, so how is it that he was able to fight in the UK and Dillian's not? But then, I think it's a matter of, I didn't listen to the whole interview, yeah, because I was just in a bit of a rush, but I think it's a whole issue of where Dillian's popped twice, and nobody wants to touch him. Because he's popped twice and he's effed up a couple of shows. The Oscar Rivas fight, where he popped just before the fight and they hushed it up and let him go in there and fight Oscar Rivas. And then the Anthony Joshua rematch, again, destroyed another show where they had to call it off. Not actually call it off, they put in Hellenius instead. So I think nobody wants to touch Dillian Whyte because Dillian Whyte's burnt Eddie Hearn a couple of times. And Dillian can't get on the Riyadh card, the Riyadh season cards, because the British Boxing Board of Control, they run the show over there in the Saudi when it comes to Boxing Board of Control. They're in control over there when it comes to sanctioning the fights. So Dillian Whyte ain't gonna be in no Saudi fights anytime soon. He must be kicking himself because of this. But you know what? You only got yourself to blame, really and truly. That's all I say. So I don't really want to see that fight. I want to revisit something we was talking about a couple of years ago. Deontay the Bronze Bomber Wilder has one fight left on his Saudi deal. Derek Chisora says he wants to fight in his last fight. I don't know, maybe last one or two fights. He said he wants to make it 50. I believe is it 50, something like that? I'm not even sure what it is. I think it's 2 more fights he wants. I'll have to look at his resume to see what he's talking about. But listen, Deontay Wilder's always talking about his African heritage, his roots, the Edo tribe from Nigeria, who he believes he derives from. Derek Chisora from Zimbabwe, a bit more further down south in the continent of Africa. I'm just saying, look, it's a no-brainer. Derek Chisora versus Deontay Wilder somewhere in Africa. Let it happen. Make it happen. And let's let it happen. 2 years ago, we had a lot of crybabies online crying and saying, "Oh, you're trying to kill Derek Chisora. You're trying to kill Derek Chisora. Wilder's going to kill him." Well, 2 years later, it doesn't seem that way. 2 years ago, I was saying, what is wrong with you beta males, man? Chill out, man. Derek Chisora versus Deontay Wilder is a good fight. Oh, Wilder's going to kill him, man. Wilder's right hand. Well, we know now, Wilder's not the same fighter he once was. Or was he all that? Was he even great in the first place? But I've always said, Dillian Whyte, Derek Chisora, those two guys will give Wilder problems, right? Those guys, if you fight, we used to fight both of those guys. I would be happy to put money down that he doesn't get a win out of both of those fights. Even back in the day when everyone says Wilder was that guy. But I say Derek Chisora versus Wilder, that's a big fight. I think that's a headliner. I think a lot of people will be interested in watching that fight. Obviously over there in the US and the UK, Derek Chisora does numbers in the UK. and obviously Wilder being you know the last great heavyweight champion from the US. I say make it happen. Let me know what you guys think in the comment sections anyway. Smash the like button, hit that bell for notifications, get all the new latest videos.